the top 10 signs someone is lying. Did you know that just 54% of falsehoods can be detected with accuracy? According to Vanessa Van Edwards, author of the nationally best-selling book Captivate and creator and principal investigator of the science of people, extroverts also have a propensity to lie more than introverts. She created a course on lie detection called How to Be a Human Lie Detector after discovering that at least 82% of falsehoods go unnoticed. The data indicate that such a route could be a wise financial decision. So, if you know someone and are unsure of whether they are telling you the full truth or just a part of it, here's a list of the top 10 ways to tell if someone is lying, supported by research. 1. A modification of speech patterns. Speech irregularity is one indication that a person may not be speaking the full truth. As stated on Real Simple, a person's voice or speaking habits may alter when they tell a lie, according to Greg McCrary, a retired FBI criminal profiler. McCrary initially used the technique of determining a person's usual speech patterns and characteristics by posing plain, everyday queries like "What's your name?" or "Where do you live?" This enables him to observe any shifts in speech or personality as he poses more difficult, interrogation queries. 2. Usage of implicit gestures. A person may not be telling the truth if they answer yes while shaking their head no. According to Dr. Ellen Hendrickson, a clinical psychologist at Boston University's Center for Anxiety and Related Disorders, non-congruent gestures are physical motions that don't correspond to what is spoken, and the gestures speak the truth. According to Dr. Hendrickson's illustration, there is a chance that someone who replies, "Of course I'll help with the inquiry," and provides a slight head shake, won't reveal the complete truth and nothing but the truth. 3. Refusing to say too much. When truthful witnesses are questioned and asked, "Is there anything else?" after describing what they saw, more information is disclosed. But when questioned about specifics outside of their rehearsed narrative, liars provide very little or none at all. These people are liars who deceive by omission, according to researchers cited in the American Psychological Association, APA, who often supply less information than those who are speaking the truth when prompted to answer questions or provide more details. This may be measured via transcripts of phone conversations, witness accounts, or by observing when descriptive words are missing from a discussion. By having subjects recount past occurrences in reverse, researchers may further confirm the veracity of their findings. Truth-tellers will continue to recount the same narrative while providing more details, but liars frequently slip up and make up a new story without adding to the old one. 4. Overstating. Conversely, studies from Harvard Business School found that those who lie intentionally overstate the truth. Such a liar could make things up as they go, therefore they might also have a tendency to go into great detail to support their claims to themselves or others. Additionally, they could add terms that a person stating the truth wouldn't think to include. Other language indicators found in this study indicate that liars frequently avoid any first person, example, I, my, mine, involvement by using more profanity and third-person pronouns, example, he, she, and they. 5. An odd increase or decrease in vocal tone. A major issue addressing culture, context, and communication in relation to spotting falsehoods is brought up in the same APA article. Dr. David Matsumoto, a psychology professor at San Francisco State University and the CEO of HumanTell, a consulting firm that teaches people to read emotions, emphasizes that when judging whether or not someone is lying, researchers must take cultural bias into account. For instance, he discovered that Chinese participants in his lie detection study tended to talk with a higher voice pitch while lying. On the other hand, when lying, research participants from the Hispanic community talked with a lower voice pitch. This study demonstrates that nonverbal signs for lying may vary between cultures, which should be taken into account rather than basing judgment only on one's own cultural ideas. 6. Their eye direction. Truthfulness and eye contact are topics that have been extensively addressed. In the United States, it's a prevalent cultural assumption that if someone isn't making eye contact, they aren't speaking the truth. In contrast, in other countries, making eye contact might be seen as untrustworthy depending on the situation. The idea that individuals gaze to the left or right while lying was disproved by a research titled "The Eyes Don't Have It," which was published in 2012 in PLOS One. However, a 2015 study by the University of Michigan that was reported on by Time magazine revealed that 70% of subjects in 120 media clips lied while keeping eye contact. 7. Touching their eyes or mouth. Many individuals desire to conceal a lie or run away from their reaction to it, which might explain why they cover their lips or eyes while telling a falsehood. Others may even totally close their eyes when speaking a lie, according to former CIA operatives in their book Spy the Lie, as published in Parade magazine. This could be particularly true if the statement is made in answer to a straightforward query. 8. Increased fidgeting. Consider what a child might do if they were asked where the last cookie went. They could lick their lips, examine their nails, or tremble their hands before telling a huge white lie. According to the former CIA agents cited in Parade magazine, what's occurring is that their anxiety response has kicked in, causing blood to be withdrawn from their extremities. All of these behaviors might indicate concern about speaking a falsehood. They might be unconsciously attempting to reduce that anxiety reaction, or at the very least restore blood flow to their extremities. 9. Pointing the finger, literal or figurative. According to Business Insider, the act of pointing towards something or someone else, with gestures or words, may suggest a certain desire to move the spotlight off of an individual and assign responsibility to someone else. Of course, having a baseline of whether or not that individual regularly points with their finger or gestures naturally might be useful. However, this forceful transition may be a sign of deception if someone speaks in a measured manner as opposed to one that is confrontational and includes finger pointing. 10. Professing yourself to be a good liar. Allowing them to lie for you may be the simplest method to identify a liar. Self-described good liars are a more reliable sign of honesty than lie detector tests, according to research published in PLOS One in 2019 with the paper title "Lie Frequency, Lie Features, and Tactics of Self-Reported Good Liars." According to this study, good liars mostly concentrated on giving straightforward and uncomplicated stories while telling little lies to friends and coworkers in person. The simple conclusion from this study is that you shouldn't believe someone if they boast about being an excellent liar. Verdict: can it be possible to determine whether a person is lying? You don't need to be a detective or own a lie detector machine to be able to tell when someone could be lying in person, over the phone, through email, or in a text message, even though forensic specialists are educated to understand techniques to separate fact from fiction. Truth is by its very nature open to interpretation, and individual viewpoints can distort what is genuine and what is not. The methods used to detect lies might occasionally be unclear or even contradictory. To this point, a research published in the British Psychological Society revealed that those with high emotional quotients may be adept at reading others but struggle to recognize when a personal narrative is truthful or not. And even though the aforementioned indicators are supported by both quantitative, supported by numbers, and qualitative, supported by descriptions, research, no single method should be relied upon exclusively as a criterion for determining whether or not to catch someone in a lie for private or official purposes. Although researchers make every effort to create studies that isolate certain findings, each case is different and should be treated with caution depending on the circumstances.